Hello everybody, welcome to this amazing game of Dead by Daylight. Today we have the new patch notes for 2.1 out now, which is available for PC. It's supposed to be out for Xbox and PS4 soon. Whether it was later today, I wasn't exactly sure. The Twitter said it was supposed to be same day, so the good news is the patch is supposedly out for everybody, and that's great to hear. First thing to cover is the new Hillbilly outfit, the Mechanics collection, and to be honest, it's a bit funky. He's wielding a shotgun backwards, not my favorite thing, but not the worst either. Not much to say about it, don't think I'll be picking it up myself, but if you like how it looks, you can always buy the individuals as well. And that's about it. On to the patch. So right off the bat, we got some quality of life changes, such as the progress bars to the emblem system. So now at the end screen, if you put your mouse over the emblem itself, it'll bring up a progress bar that allows you to see how close you were to the next emblem or how far down the entire line you were into getting the next emblem. I think that's fantastic to allow you to see exactly how much more you need to do, whether you just lost that emblem by just a smidge or, you know, anything going that way. They did a few things in regards to the UI with the debuff perks and the way that they are applied to the HUD. And then moving on to the big things, such as the killer pickup time has been reduced by 1.3 seconds. That's 3-second pickup time, so it's significantly faster than it used to be, which is fantastic. But this means for anyone using a flashlight, you're going to need to adjust those times to get those blinds in if you want the killer to drop the survivor. Then also, the obsession is now revealed to everybody at all times instead of being a secret between the killer and the obsession. So now you'll know if somebody is running Remember Me or something of the sort. You have that idea of, hey, he's really focusing down the obsession, maybe I shouldn't pull them off the hook and get them farmed. And then on top of that, the Wraith uncloaking was adjusted in the timing of the smoke effect and its audio, so that it's just kind of like a small Wraith buff. I haven't seen how it really affects it truthfully, but I'm going to have to assume it's a small help to him, so he needs everything he can get. Next up, we got the season rank reset. This is an interesting one simply because they altered how you get reset in your rank every month. Now, instead of going down to rank 15 from rank 1, I'll be down to rank 10. Essentially, you'll also not be able to de-rank back past rank 15 once you've surpassed it, except with the exception of rank reset, allowing you to roll back past 15. So once you pass 15, you are past 15. It's just, that's how it is. You can't de-rank and go play with the new players anymore. I think that's fantastic, but I think there should be no return to anything below 15 if that's the case. That way you don't get that. But I can understand there's some problems with playing at those ranks, or, you know, if everyone gets out of those ranks and never rolls back. So I guess I get it. It's cool, but I think this is fantastic. Keeps us rank 1s out of the new players realm, allows the new players to play, and once they're ready to leave their shell and come to rank 10-ish and above, well, I hope to see them there. I think this will help balance out the game just a little bit, but we'll see if this really interrupts the queue times for low players and the queue times for rank 1s. I don't think it will, but it might. Who knows? On to the perk changes. We're going to start with the killer ones. We've already gone over this in the PTB video, so I'm going to be talking really fast because there's a lot to cover, and we're going to get through it as fast as we can. So first, Bitter Murmur. Bitter Murmur used to just reveal survivors when all generators were completed. Now it reveals survivors around a generator when it is completed for 5 seconds, and then when all generators are completed, it also reveals all survivors for 5, 7, and 10 seconds. Brutal Strength now has the effect of damaging generators 20% faster, or well, based on the tiers 10, 15, 20. It still damages the pallets and breaks them 10, 15, 20% faster, but now it also works on the generators. And Hangman's Tricks got the same effect. It's now also applied to Trapper's respawn time on his traps. It does 60 seconds respawn time on the traps, which I think they're at a 3-minute respawn time like the hooks if they're sabotage, because that's a new thing coming down later in the patch. Predator has been changed to distribute the scratches into a more thin linear line that helps point the way to the survivor. Save the Best for Last has become one of the greatest perks ever. I love it to death. It now is the machine gun build that we all reminisce back when Myers first came out. But you don't need Unrelenting. Essentially, every time you strike a survivor, you get 5% increased speed through a token you get stacked up onto Save the Best for Last. You can have up to 8 tokens, so if you strike survivors 8 times, that includes with hatchets, chainsaws, any kind of offensive action that deals damage, you get a token. Well, you can have up to 8, so 40% recovery speed on these successful attacks makes you fantastic. If you strike the Obsession, however, you lose tokens, 432 tokens based on the tier of the perk. So essentially, you don't want to strike your Obsession when you have a lot of stacks. If you kill your Obsession, your stacks lock in to whatever they're at by the time they die. This means if you hook them and they start to get sent off to the entity, you can strike other survivors before the full sacrifice is complete to get some of the tokens you missed back after putting them on the hook. So you just got to keep in mind how you do this, and you can maintain a permanent 40% attack speed increase, and it's fantastic, wonderful perk. I'm kind of upset I dodged it while prestiging my killers, because now I would honestly love to have this on almost every single killer, even Hillbilly. I just love how it works. Sloppy Butcher has a added mangled status effect, which I believe reduces healing time by 25%. Typically, there's several type of mangled effects, so it doesn't stack with other ones. It is just its own. It's a fantastic way to kind of prevent survivors from self-carrying. Takes significantly longer. And Tinker no longer works like it used to. It's completely changed. It no longer deals with add-ons. Instead, when a generator is completed to a certain degree, it says 75% here, but I think it's 85% because that's what I read on the perk. The tooltip might be messed up, or the patch notes might be messed up. I'm not sure. I'll have to review that. But when a generator is near complete, a killer receives a noise indicator. That noise indicator is the same as if they jump through a window, damage generator. That little explosion comes up, and then the terror radius of the killer is reduced to 0 for 8, 10, 12 seconds. This is fantastic for Hillbilly. I'm not sure how you'd get this to work on too many other killers that are a little slower, but having no terror radius can work out wonders for you. It does have its uses. You just got to work that into a build. And that covers our killer changes. Moving on to survivors. Ace in the Hole now provides a 100% chance to find an add-on of very rare or lower on the item you pull out of a chest, with a 10, 25, or 50% chance to find a second add-on of uncommon or lower. This is fantastic, as I always had Ace in the Hole as a farming perk before, and though it didn't work 100%, I always dug through all the chests and at least got an add-on that I wanted to walk away with. Now this just guarantees on my first pull I get something, no matter what. Fantastic, beautiful. Calm Spirit, it kind of added a odd modifier that prevents you from screaming, and this does not mean make noise, but screaming is the doctor's shocks, taking damage, that initial scream of pain, it's all gone. You no longer make these kinds of screams, so being hit under the effects of madness or affected by the clown's bottle, so you won't scream anymore, and I do not believe it gives the indicator at all either. Dark Sense, just like Bitter Murmur, reveals the killer's aura 5 seconds after each generator is completed. It's the exact opposite of Bitter Murmur because these two went hand in hand. They were the exact opposite things. Whenever a generator is completed, you can see the killer, and now the killer can also see you. So that's how Bitter Murmur works. And Dark Sense is the same thing. So every time you complete a generator, you can see the killer, and then when you complete the generator at the last, you kind of just get an extended time of seeing the killer. Deja Vu is now viable and no longer the worst perk in the game. It actually reveals 3 generators for an entire minute at the start of the match, and each time a generator is completed. This gives you the kind of ability to map out what generators you need to have done, because the closer they are in your vision, the worse it is. It'll always reveal the 3 closest generators as well. So using this is fantastic for new players, especially since it's not a teachable, for you to understand the maps and where your generators are at, and to avoid getting put into a what I call the trifecta, when 3 generators are so close to each other the killer doesn't even have to go anywhere to know that you're on one of those 3. So this will help you prevent that. That's fantastic. Soul Survivor's functionality changed. Instead of being like a percentage, it's now flat meters. So your aura will not be readable within 16, 18, or 20 meters. So it's no longer, I believe, an immunity, but I mean, that'll work. Fantastic. They made it so that it works in, because I guess the best way to put it is percentages sucked when the aura reading was pretty low, so it didn't affect it that much, or if the aura reading was too big, it just didn't make that much of a difference. But now that it gives you a flat amount, for example, it doesn't even fully counter out Nurse's Calling, but it will really help out, because having 25% of 28 meters is not that helpful. But now that you have a flat 16 meters, I think it's 16 meters per death, that's fantastic, and it really does knock those aura readings out of the park and doesn't require all the people to be dead, so it's useful now. Huzzah. Okay, jumping into the Trapper changes, there were tons, and he's been massively buffed. Essentially, now he's got about a 2.5 second setting time, which is fantastic. Traps always give him a notification no matter how far they've been sabotaged from him. He gets a notification, or that they've been disarmed, I should say. Traps now also regenerate if they've been sabotaged after, I believe, about 3 minutes. New add-ons such as the padded jaws, which are similar to the speed limiter for the chainsaw, prevents your trap from dealing damage but increases how much blood points you gain in. That's a common one, I believe. And then Trapper Sack, also added as an add-on. It is common. It's essentially what the other Trapper Bags were. It gives you an additional trap to carry in your hand, and then, fancy that. Trapper Bag was also buffed to have an extra trap inside that bag. Honing Stone has now become the old Diamond Stone, where it inflicts dying upon the victim only if they free themselves. If someone rescues them, it no longer downs them instantly. They are freed and get out alive, but if they free themselves off Honing Stone, they will go down. It was rumored that they are notified they are under the effects of Honing Stone, so they'll know whether or not it'll hurt them to free themselves. Bloody Coil was changed to ultra rare and giving them the effect that when they disarm a trap, they'll be injured. This cannot down them, it just injures them. Diamond Stone has been renamed to Iridescent Stone, and the new mechanic where every 20 seconds, it says 20 seconds, it says 30 here, but it says 20 seconds in game for sure. I just played with it. Every 20 seconds a trap opens up randomly that was not already previously opened, and then the dies now stack to create some of the darkest traps. So those are all fantastic add-ons to the Trapper. I think he's fantastic as a killer, but the problem is I don't believe he's that much better. He is much more tolerable, and these are fantastic quality of life updates, but very much like the Wraith, it makes him far more convenient. He is capable of doing more than he used to, but his power still does not allow him to exceed beyond what people like Myers, Nurse, Huntress, Hillbilly, all them can do. So Trapper's better, much better. It's very easy to set his traps. We'll do a video about him down the line, but for now let's jump into the Hag changes. So the Hag got a huge rework. Let's start with the trap setting time is down to 2.2 seconds, and then she can also teleport from 40 meters at base. Now all of her add-ons have also been changed to remove all the negative side effects, as well as adding a few benefits to them on the ultra rares as well. So I've listed them all here, you can read those, but the biggest thing to consider is that Hag is actually pretty good. I don't know where she stands with me right now. I'm kind of iffy with her, as I feel that people just haven't learned to play against the new Hag. I think she's still as bad as she was technically, but she is much better than she was, if that makes sense. Like, she's still in the same area in tier wise and power compared to other killers, probably better than Doctor at this point, but based on how people are responding to how she plays, they don't understand exactly how to play against it 100%, and I think that with the uprising of new Hags, as she is easier to play, I will say she is absolutely easier to play. She absolutely has a much more utility-based trap set that can actually be used in the middle of a chase. So someone's looping you around something, the setting time is so low, you can actually set a trap and continue chase. That is fantastic. Hag is actually kind of good. I like it. But it would take me some time to really revisit how she reacts with everybody, because if nobody figures her out, then hell, I just might main Hag at this point, because she's not terrible. But we'll see down the line. I'll make a couple of videos, and there's some gameplay I have in the middle of this video as well that we'll have with the Hag, and you'll see what I mean later on. So moving on to the Huntress. Huntress actually got a nerf. Her add-ons do not increase as much of a charge time as they used to, especially the Babushka has heavily nerfed, and the Grass Braid just slightly nerfed. They're still stackable, but god, those nerfs are hard-hitting. Then on to the shape changes. The shape, or Myers, has actually gotten a bit of a buff to his tier 1, which is fantastic. He will now carry survivors at the same speed as if he were in tier 2 or 3, so that's good. And his movement speed at base of tier 1 is faster than it was by 1.4%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes a huge goddamn difference, and that's fucking beautiful. brand new parts have been changed to not be as powerful as they were. They no longer 100% a generator, but instead what they do is they give you 15% of a generator's progression over 5 seconds. And then there's also 2 skill checks, which give you an additional 5% if you land them. It essentially consumes the add-on, but does not take your toolbox anymore, which allowing you to continue to use your toolbox to speed up progress of generators or sabotage or whatever you want to use it for. So a lot of people who used to use the brand new parts feel that this is completely useless. I disagree. This is a great way for you to counter some stressful moments where you got to push a bit of a generator up and instantly. So for example, you're carrying a brand new part, but using it when you need to rush a generator sounds like a fantastic idea and a good way to make a part not so unfair against a killer, being that getting generators is not that hard as is. Especially, you know, if you're trying to push for just 2 generators getting done by yourself, this can help you get it over that edge as fast as you can. And that's really all that is. So the rest of this is miscellaneous and just random fixes to bugs and issues that were happening out and about. So I just wanted to put here that just stop it if you need to read it. It's about 2 more slides. It's this one, the next one, and the prior one has half of it down below. But I want to also talk about the Hag in specific, because in the video I'm about to show, I talk about True Talent's video a little bit where he says that Hag is the number 2 killer in the game, and after a lot of playing with the Hag, I can kind of see where people are coming with, and they believe that Hag has gained some significant power, but I also disagree, only because Hag's power has always been like that, and people learning to use the Hag's power properly now, just because it's faster, is an interesting take that a lot of people have ignored what the Hag's always been capable of doing. So I just wanted to put it out here now that I don't want to say that the Hag is as weak as she's always been. I feel she is, but I could be wrong. But I also don't agree that she's gotten as powerful as some people may say, and this doesn't make anybody right or wrong. This is just my opinion on it. The biggest thing I guess I want to get out there and stress is people still need to learn how to play against the new Hag, because being able to set traps as fast as she can do something she couldn't without add-ons before, but people like me would run the add-ons need to do what we do now, because the add-ons would reduce the times close to what we have now, but not exactly as fast. Essentially, we would just place traps in the random loops that we were getting looped in, and then chase them to a different loop and set the traps. But because that happens now without add-ons, people have been picking up that this is a very powerful tool, and I think that's a fantastic idea. I think that the Hag's overall power is better, but by how much I don't want to say it's a whole lot, because I just believe that very much like how Freddy was thought to be the most powerful killer in the game and he got a nerf a week after release, Hag is, I just don't believe that she's the next Freddy. Please God, don't nerf her. We just got the buff. I love this. Anyways, so with that being said, I just wanted to say that's my piece on Hag. I don't agree she's so strong, but I also agree that she has definitely become easier, better quality of life, and a better killer in general, and I'm happy to see a killer who struggled so much no longer struggle as much as she has. So enjoy these 2 Hag videos. I tried to get the best that I could, but there's just, you know, you'll see why I was having trouble. I'll see you guys later. Thank you, and I'll see you all in game. Torment Creek at the Coldwind Farm. Hello everybody, welcome to this amazing game of Dead by Daylight. Today we're playing the Hag on the new updated servers of, it's a patch notes. It's good stuff. Anyways, Hag got a buff, Trapper got a buff. Shit's getting real. I love it. Someone right there. Problem with someone being right there means, well, they see me, and unfortunately I can't just set up. So, Hag, did she get better? Undeniably, she is better than she was. You can't argue that, wow, damn. Very nice of you. I hope you dropped that for me. I mean, I don't know why I waited, but swiggity swoot, I'm coming for that booty. So you could stop any loop by just quickly placing a trap and moving on. Not going that way, that's for sure. And because she didn't run for it, she's bored. That's that. That's all she wrote. So, I also really love that you can pick up a lot faster as a killer. Oh, she missed it. No. Hopefully you're not saving it, because you're going right to the basement. So the things they increased on the Hag is setting time. They increased setting time, the distance she can teleport to her traps, so significantly farther. And well, the fact she could set traps quick is definitely better. But to be honest, the way I feel that this whole buff is, it's just quality of life, not a real super strong buff. I don't think she's that much better, because she still has the exact same problems she's always had. She is slower. If you chase without having a setup, which I'm lucky there, but if without the setup, you don't get much. It's like, oh shit. Wait, how did I get over here? Well, son of a bitch. Hi. Well, I'm happy everybody ran into my setup, because now while I'm chasing people, they're not exactly stopping the setup. The big thing to fight a Hag that you want to do is, holy crap, I got disconnect. I'm good with that. That was nice of her. I was able to get that hit. Anyways, the big thing you gotta do is simply destroy her setup, and she's pretty useless. But she can set up faster now, which is lovely. Fuck it. What am I doing? Don't get looped. But see, when you stop a loop like that, all you gotta do is run, just like they did. Alright? Prevent the loop. She's gonna go through the window in here, likely. We'll just set up to prevent that loop. And if anyone comes by and destroys these, it's a waste of my time. And so, survivors that are just getting on this kind of like, where you at? See your scratch marks, but I don't see you, sweetheart. So, I mean, there is a lot of counterplay. A lot of people might just be crouching to avoid me, but I don't see why not. Stop the loop. That's pretty much it, the loop stopper. But there are ways to... Oh, that lag though. Where are you going? Stop it. Holy shit. Hey, excuse me, thank you. See you later. Ah, man, this is my lucky day. People just aren't playing against her very well, and you know what? There's a lot of things you can do to fight a Hag, and I think people just need to learn how to play against her, and it's gonna take some time for people to get used to. Do that quick. See, and I don't even really need to break this, just stop the loop. That's all you gotta do. Not that bad. But you could always do this at all times before. I mean, this is no different than normal Hag, to be honest. And she still might have some decisive strikes, so we gotta be careful with that. One thing that still beats the Hag is urban evasion. Gets right past her traps. A lot of people will be afraid of the Hag instead of just tackling her head on. The fact I'm just walking around spreading these traps everywhere says a lot. Because people are just letting this happen. It's fine. What do you want to do? What are you gonna do about it? Go ahead, jump over that. Oh, you're not gonna? Hi. I mean, this is all possible. It's always been possible. You could have done this at all times, just not nearly as fast. But you could have run the 2 necklets and just done quick setups. I mean, they were... Oh, cool. Are you just giving in to me, too? I appreciate that. What was that? Shit. No. Well, she's injured now. Good luck. I mean, this is a pretty bad example of having to say she's not that good because she is wrecking face, but to be fair, they didn't even do a single generator, and that's on the survivors, to be honest. But I guess being able to place it down, and like I said, she is, without a doubt, better than she used to be. But I don't think she's that much better. Probably better than Doctor at this point. I like that idea. Just the quick set down is very nice. But of course I'm running a necklace. I don't think that's gonna work, love. There's also like the updates to the perks that have been very nice, very lovely. Everything's great. God, I really hate backing up the fact that people might think Hag is that much better. She's not that good. Problem is, so yeah, like I was saying, you can cut off loops, but the problem is you just put a distance between each other. It's the same idea with the Doctor. Like when everybody thought that the Doctor's shock could prevent loops completely, you just keep running. The same idea with the Hag exists. Yes, you can place them quickly. Problem though, what are you gonna do about it? You just run. You just keep running. Now if you let her set up like I somehow got set up, Jesus Christ. You just gotta be ballsy. Don't be afraid of the traps. Set them off. Why would you be afraid of them? Oh, she gonna come and get you? Oh, she's at 110 movement speed. Please. Well, I don't know where they're at. I'm too maxed out on traps. I hope this person isn't looking for the hatch, because it doesn't exist. It's pissing me off. Why is this so easy? And just start checking lockers. You here? No. It's been nice though. The quality of life on her is really. It made me happy. She got a little bit of love. Really? She's just hiding out. Okay. I mean, that's a really bad thing. Well, let's hope this never happens again. Shit. Rancid Abattoir at the Cold Wind Farm. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Amazing Game of Dead by Daylight. Today we're playing Hag because she got buffed, obviously, for reasons that are obvious. So due to the buff, she's pretty good. She's better than what she used to be. I still don't feel she's overwhelmingly good, like I've seen some people. I think True Talent put a video up and he said second best killer. Highly, absolutely, 100% disagree with. Oh my god, my ruin. Or ruin. Oh, get off that! Oh! Ooh, got no miter. Well, you're fucked. That sucks to be you, because now I have no reason to let you go. And you're next to my Hex run. So about that. Anyways, I don't agree with him on it, but, you know, to each their own, doesn't make them wrong. Just don't agree. But we'll see. Maybe she is. Maybe there's some sort of magic that I can't ever figure out about something. I mean, for as fast as you can set some shit up, which is cool and all, it just it doesn't answer the problems, you know. The problem is if you chase to an area that you're not set up, the most you can do is counter with you can counter with oh, ow. You can counter with like anti-looping strategy, but that's about it. That's it. Otherwise, like, Hag is about as standard as she comes. Still do the same trap setups. You can still do the same strategies of the instant swing, the attention pull, the... Hi, you. But if they don't run towards my freaking trap like this, you can stop the loop by doing this. Now, no matter what, I win this loop. But because they choose to run away, which I have no idea where he ran, god damn it. Oh. Wow! Howdy doody! Thank you. Cool. I'm good with this. You want to play? Alright, well, you can just sit here and die. I don't care. Oh my goodness. Come on. Oh, he's got a key. Bitch boy's got a key. Kill bitch boy. Son of a bitch. Bitch boy's running. Bitch boy's running. We got a bitch on the run. boy's down. Now we got the last bitch boy, who's over here. Oh, no way. It's over. Except no mither. Wait, but this. But then no mither. But then this. Absolutely this. Oh, shit. No mither. I was like, he doesn't have brick. He's got no mither. Come here. Where you at? No, get your ass over here. Oh, there's nothing. I don't know what to do. I'm so confused. Oh god, it's a little time. Alright, you, go on here. You hopefully die. Me, yeah, you're dead. Okay, run all the way over here. Because reasons. Really fast. People, obviously, okay, she's dead. Now we gotta go over here maybe. Because I think she was on the generator. Oh, she was! She was, now we murder her. Oh, there you go. You know, I'm glad you were looking out for you. That was the important part, right? Even 99% another gen. Like I said, cancel out all the loops. You just set a trap as you run. Now if she chooses to loop this, I win it. You know what? Just prevent a secondary loop here. I win that too. The problem though is every time you set one down, she gets further away. And she, for some reason, thought I lost her or something. But hey, you know, you could be that dumb. And set that trap off. Hello, darling. How's it going? Or run back into my trap. See, one thing, this team really, God, this is the second team that just kind of really, this is bad luck bears, man. Just set that here, stop that loop. It's not a bad strategy. It's a new one. I like it. Stop the loop. That's all you gotta do. Now she has nowhere to go. She really borked herself. It's kind of like the doctor. You just don't sit on the other side of a fucking pallet and think you're gonna get away with it. Dude just disconnected so that she could get away. That's alright, sweetheart. I'm coming around for you. Ah. What? What were you think I was doing? There's no... Oh, man. Quite the game. Look at her go. How the fuck do I get up there? Well, that was quite the journey. Well then. You know, again, this is just no mither. I blame the no mither user. He almost got my hex rune. If he didn't have no mither, that wouldn't have happened. God, feel bad. It's the second bad game in a row I've had. Boy, maybe she is the best killer in the game. Maybe she's better than Nurse. No effort. Just chase people and cancel the loops out. I don't know. I don't believe she's much better. If she is better, she's definitely moved out of the low tier into mid tier. But I just don't see it happening because here's the thing. The strategy should be, as you chase people, you prevent the loops by setting a trap down, right? Okay, cool. That sounds good. And then you have a cool setup, because if you ever go back or someone's behind you or they try that, then you go back and fight them. That's fantastic. Here's the deal. Person you chase should always know that when a hag gets down to set trap down, keep running. Puts a greater distance, allows the loop to carry on, blah, blah, blah. And then they just take long ways around the map until you have set up enough. Now, if they count how many traps you have or want to risk whether or not you're accidentally disarming your traps from behind, that's a big thing, because you only get 10 traps, so you can stop 10 loops before it starts taking prior ones. Or somebody can just go and break the traps behind you and kind of relieve you of the problems, while also breaking all the traps that are around the loops that allow them to keep looping. The big thing is, if the hag is busy, you have to destroy her traps. It's part of the anti-hag strategy. Always has been. That's why when the hag mains came out with their video, I haven't even gotten to the video that I wanted to respond with, because it's like, it's just been busy. But the big thing is, every strategy of the hag is very counterable in a very easy method. It's called run. You just run on everything. But a lot of people are like, ooh, I don't want to alert the hag. And you might not want to if she's on your generator and you don't want to get cucked off your generator. But if you're not and you see she's chasing, just pop the damn trap. Don't let her have that. And if you can, if she's like setting a trap down, why don't you just continue the loop, pop the trap, and run the other way? She'll probably teleport it to it, and you get a little bit of a distance. And you know what? Sprint burst might not be the best thing against hag. Maybe you do want life so that you can sprint burst away from the first trap you go to when you do continue a loop. Especially loops can be very bad for the pallets because she can have a trap, and not teleport to it and trick you to going back like I did in this game. I pulled Claudette right off the pallet. I didn't have to. I just stood still, and either way, it was in my advantage. Now, I was setting the traps down very fast with the side press necklet. Without this, it's still pretty fast. The dried cicada allows you to teleport from your trap from an even greater distance. Now, one thing that was pulled onto me before during stream that made me realize that Hag is not as powerful as everyone thinks is when people start messing with your traps, because then you think it's the traps that you set up for the loop, you end up teleporting 400 feet away, and you're like, well, there goes that, and then you have to start a new chase. Everyone needs to remember that Hag still is slow, so it's easy to loop her, and though she can cancel the loops, she's always been able to. Hag main should have been doing this from the start. It's not some new strategy. It's something she's always had. It's just a lot fucking faster. And you used to run double necklets and to be able to set them really, really, really fast. So, I mean, back in the day, it was still a thing. That was a really good way to play Hag. It still is a thing today, and with her lower terror radius, you can take good advantage of it. Hag's moderately good, and maybe she does deserve mid-tier now, but due to her lower speed, I don't believe that, and that's where I'm going to leave that as now. I will do more research before I make an official announcement. I just do not think that trap setting time is going to matter so much that it's the only thing that magically fixes everything. And though, yes, her add-ons have lost their negative portion, I've always judged the killers without the add-ons in the first place, so I typically play without add-ons simply because I don't have any anymore, because I spend all my blood points prestiging other killers. And that's been an interesting look at how to play things, and I think survivors just don't play correctly to fight against a Hag. I mean, I couldn't get a good game tonight, so I just have the footage that I have to hear. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. There's a lot of videos I'll come out with in regards to the various patch notes updates, like to show what I like. Overall, I've already done a patch review of these notes, but I'm going to make this video the official released one. I love all the perk patches. Love them all. There's not one I love. I love Save the Best for last. I'd use it on Hag. The problem is I have the best perks I have on Hag right now. So I'll see you all next time. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, good game.